brothers and sisters. Welcome. I felt the urge to open cards today as I am just about making a decision. And the critical thing about making decisions is that the mind is constantly kicking in and trying to observe it from another angle, showing us another perspective or another question mark, right? The doubt. That's probably the biggest issue before making any decision. And today I've decided to open up cards together with you guys so we can observe how that process goes, the process of making a decision and utilizing the power of cards, of powerful cards, to help us have more clarity, to guide us in that transition, in just showing us where am I? Am I in a place of acceptance or in a place of rejection? When I see the cards, right, do I feel my first input is to reject them, or am I more in a place of acceptance? Already that will show me where do I stand when it comes to making a particular decision. So I just made a video in Hebrew in general about opening cards, and I just showed the process, and while doing it, 3 cards have already show themselves, have already opened up while I was shuffling. And I'd like to show them to you so we can speak a bit about the meaning of them as we step into another place of our evolutionary experience, right? We are all constantly evolving, constantly facing a new phase in life of change. Sometimes we feel it very deep inside and we are able to act accordingly, and sometimes we try to shove it aside and ignore the fact that change is upon us. So if you're drawn to this video, you have probably feel the change is already happening. And when we get to the point of understanding, or the point of consciousness, of awareness that something is happening or that change is about to happen, actually we are already undergoing the change. That moment of awareness is already activating, is already bringing our essence and our presence into the current situation, and the current situation implies that something is already moving. Energy is always in motion, and it is those moments that we are able to be aware of it that we can truly experience change. And this is always the best place to be. If I am choosing to be in rejection, rejecting the change, or trying to ignore it, what I am doing is actually just using my energy, my potency, life's essence, against the natural happenings, against the natural current, against the evolutionary state which I am already in. And that would lead me just to lose energy, to feel depleted, maybe even to get sick or hurt myself in the process, all because I am rejecting or refusing to change. Change is the most constant ingredient of life. So let's observe the cards that are out and see how they can help us, guide us in this time of change. And each of us will go through a different phase, right? Each of us has a different issue that we are facing, or a different decision that we need to make. But the essence of it is that change is already occurring, and that we are moving into a higher state of consciousness. We are continuing our evolutionary state, we are developing, which means we are moving into a grander state of understanding of who we are. So the first card that came, they are all, by the way, major arcanites. It's really beautiful to see the synchronicity of things. The first of them that came out, or actually all of them came out together, but this is the first that drew my attention, is the Temperance card. And the Temperance card reminds us of having patience, right? Of not necessarily taking a step back, but just slowing down the pace for a second, not trying to rush things. Many times, or sometimes, I feel the urge, or people that seek my guidance, they come to me and they want to accelerate their state or their evolutionary state, or just to accelerate where they are. And I remind them that acceleration is actually impossible. Actually impossible. It's only an illusion that we can accelerate something. Actually, the accelerating process is also something that happens naturally. Reason is, if I look at nature and I would like to accelerate, for example, the growth of the apple tree that I just planted the seed of in the ground, I'm bound to realize that it's impossible. I cannot accelerate that process. I can offer the process everything needed for it to occur on its own natural tempo, speed. But I cannot accelerate the process of a tree growing if I water it overly, if I give it more water than it needs, or if I am exposing it to more sunlight than it needs. This is not going to accelerate the process. Actually, it's going to overdo the process. Every seed knows exactly what it needs to do and in what time it would take it. So we can just offer it like a buffet. Here you go. This is everything that I can offer. You know best what is good for you, and you will do the right thing. That goes also for my own process, your own process. When we are facing another step in the ladder, moving forward in our life, the change, the reminder is not to rush things. To remember that everything happens and everything is already happening. We are in the current situation. The current is already moving. And instead of pressuring it and rushing it, we are invited to take a deep breath and actually enjoy the process, enjoy the movement, enjoy the experience that change is offering. Oftentimes we look at the end point of change and saying, okay, I want to be already on that side of the river. Therefore, I'm inviting change in my life. But we forget to nourish the process, to be in the process, to experience what it means moving from one side of the river to the next. The hardship, the hardcore, the coldness of the water, facing the current, standing in the current, all of this needs to be experienced and needs to be transformed. This is actually the transformation part, is moving myself from one side to the next, is experiencing, is going through the process and allowing that to become part of me and to shift and change inside of me, whatever it needs to do. So it's not about getting on the other side, it's about the movement towards it and being in the experience. And here we can see almost the yin and the yang, the sun and the moon that are being juggled in an 8 form, in the infinity shape, with that winged human being, with that angelic human being, reminding us of the duality of life and that everything has its own tempo, and that part of the experience is the dark side, the nighttime, and the part of the experience is the brighter times, the sun. And both have plus and minuses inside of them, right? The sun in the summer can be overwhelming, and the nighttime at summer can be the time for cooling down and taking that deep breath. Beautiful card. Another one that came out, second one in line, is the Hermit, which let's see it as a continuous from the dark and the light that are in here being transformed and illustrated in this card as the brightness being engulfed by the darkness, or rather illuminating the darkness. Again, it's a question of perspective. How am I choosing to see things? The card of the Hermit is a card of getting back inside and checking within myself what is true to me, what is here to nourish me, and what is really going to allow me to express more of who I am, because this is what the change is all about, is allowing me to step into a higher state of consciousness, a more evolutionary state, a place where I can express more of myself and enjoy more life. This is what we all want. And this is what change is always offering us. So after the Temperance card, which reminded us to not to rush things, to allow the natural flow take us there, the second reminder is to look within for that light and to remember that that light will illuminate darkness no matter what. And even if I am in a state where I'm not sure what the right decision is, the light is already within me. The answer is already there, and I can actually experience that. I know that it's within. I know that it's there. I can sense it. And all I need to do is actually let go of the mental barrier and allow it to surface and to shine brighter and brighter from inside out and illuminate the path for me. Illuminate the decision for me, for I know actually already inside of me what is it that is best for me. I'm already inclined towards that choice. And that card is just reminding me, yes, now bring it out to the open. Just allow it to come out. Allow it to shine and allow it to illuminate your path. For this is what making a choice is all about when it comes to the challenge, right? Is that I don't know what's going to be on the other side. I can partially imagine, but I don't know all the moving parts. I don't know what it would literally mean. I can sense, but I don't have the experience of being there yet. That's the dark side, right? That's the unilluminated side, is what I don't know. But what I do know should guide me there. And I do know the change is upon me. I do know that the next step is already here, and I do know that I need to step towards it. And I know that it would lead me to a better place. I know that it will allow my life to be more fulfilling. That I will make another step or a closer step towards my purpose of life. So that is that. And then the third card that came with it is the Emperor, which reminds us to take ownership of the decision, to take ownership of the responsibility of making that decision, and of already subconsciously entering towards making a decision, or choosing even to move forward, to move beyond, to step more into that essence of emperor, of decision maker, of ruler. And that ruling is just my own reality. That's all it's all about. It's everything it's about. It's about ruling the reality that I have manifested, taking ownership of everything in it, of my kingdom. The reality that I'm experiencing is my kingdom, and I sit on that throne, nobody else. Nobody guides me, well, nobody makes the decisions for me in my reality. This is where I take total power. Through total surrendering to the reality, I take total ownership of it, and I'm saying, yes, I have chosen it so far, and I am choosing it again. Choosing to live my life's purpose in a reality, and allowing it to show me what it truly is. Being the reflection to who I am in here. The reality is the reflection of who I am in here, which I cannot see with my own eyes. I can look with my mind's eye. I can sense it, but I need to project it outside so I can see it, touch it, sense it, smell it, experience it. Beautiful, isn't it? Let's look at those cards again. And they're very simple. They're not here to tell us this is the decision you need to make. They're just here to empower us towards allowing, accepting, and honoring the natural flow of things. Remembering that we already know the answer. We just need to let it shine. Let go a bit of the mental activity that is up here. Maybe do some fun activity in order to help that mental conjuring and that mental chewing and noise, just to cease through making something funny in my life, a happy activity, something that I enjoy. So this can calm down, and I can let go of the worry and allow the inner light, the inner truth that I already know inside of me to shine and to guide me towards that decision that I've already made, actually. And then taking ownership of that decision and fully stepping with my presence and all of my power and capabilities and all of the tools that I've already acquired to experience it and to enjoy it just like an emperor can. Beautiful, beautiful reminder. Thank you for stepping with me in this exploration of cards and self-empowerment. Please like that video, press that like button if you enjoyed it, share it with friends. The idea is to keep us empowered, to constantly empower each other towards the unity that we know that we are coming to.